mall?
That would tragically end both Jokisha's day and her life.
At the mall is
While
crazy.
she was in the parking lot, an unknown man wearing dark attire and sneakers walked up to Jokisha, not to have a discussion or any of such, but fired point blank shots at her, and Jokisha was unalived instantly. A man named David Espino.
So he didn't rob her. He didn't try to take her car. So somebody had to send a hit on her. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody had to either send a hit, or it was somebody she knew that did that, gang. I ain't gonna lie. What?
Worked at a 35-year-old mother who was on the verge of breaking into Atlanta's entertainment industry.
Really?
But unfortunately, could not make it after being found dead in the driver's seat of her car. The woman was Jokisha Brown, a beautiful native of Jacksonville, Florida, who had traveled to Atlanta, Georgia for a birthday makeup session. Unbeknownst to her, she would not leave the parking lot. This is the heartbreaking birthday story of Jokisha Brown. Before I take you through this story, I extend my deepest condolences to the family and friends of Jokisha Brown and everyone affected by her horrific murder. Born on July 2nd, 1980, in Jacksonville, Florida, Jokisha Brown was the eldest of 9 children.
So she was 36 when she passed away.
She had a smooth educational journey and went on to work various jobs in the South Side neighborhood of Jacksonville. Among these jobs, she was a model and actress, and a talented one at that.
Wow.
Her skills helped her rise quickly to the top, earning her the nickname Dynasty. By 2010, Jokisha had outgrown Jacksonville in terms of her brand and sought to expand further.
That's dope.
She did this by relocating to Atlanta, where she became a realtor working with Keller Williams Realty. At the same time, she was pursuing her singing, acting, and modeling career. As the eldest of 9 children, the trait of parenting came easily to Jokisha, as she was usually seen assisting in grooming and teaching her siblings on different occasions. So it was only right that the law of nature would favor her on September 17th, 1998, when Jokisha would give birth to her own child, whom she named Jack Collier. Wow. This child, whom she playfully referred to as Noodles, meant the world to Jokisha. However, the first tragedy was about to strike Jokisha. In early March, Jokisha received a call asking her to identify a dead body.
Whoa!
As mentioned, there had been a shootout in Jacksonville, a common occurrence in the area that typically wouldn't have alarmed her. However, this time, the victim was Marlon Brown, her younger brother. He was shot and killed in March 2016 while trying to break up a fight outside the Silver Fox Gentlemen's Club in Jacksonville. Jokisha was beyond devastated and couldn't believe someone would go as far as killing her beloved brother.
I can't believe somebody took my brother away from the family.
That's crazy, gang. That's how it be when you outside, bro. You gotta stay safe.
Somebody did that.
She took a high leap and moved on from the situation. Jokisha, who by the time she moved on called herself
Queen Pen,
wrote and starred in a movie also called Queen Pen. After celebrating the success of that movie, Jokisha was preparing for her birthday with a lot of excitement. It was her 36th birthday, but she couldn't help one thought, which seemed to kill the spirit of the birthday.
Her brother was
missing. She would be celebrating this particular day without her dear brother Marlon, who she loved so much, but soon the spirit of the day began to kick in, and she moved on from the thought. Until the spirit of her birthday, Jokisha traveled from Duluth, Georgia to Atlanta for a makeup session. This was just a day before her birthday. On her way, she stopped at a strip mall in northeast Atlanta for some last-minute shopping. Unbeknownst to her, while she was making plans for her day, someone else in the shadows was making plans of their own.
At the mall?
Plans that would tragically end both Jokisha's day and her life.
At the mall is crazy.
She was in the parking lot, an unknown man wearing dark attire and sneakers walked up to Jokisha, not to have a discussion or any of such, but fired point blank shots at her, and Jokisha was unalived instantly. A man named David Espino.
So he didn't rob her. He didn't try to take her car. So somebody had to send a hit on her. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody had to either send a hit, or it was somebody she knew that did that, gang. I ain't even gonna lie. What?
Worked at a restaurant called the Red Snapper.
That's wild.
Located in the same mall where Jokisha had been. Recalls seeing a man lurking in the shadows. According to David, the only notable feature about the man was his nice sneakers. To David, The man didn't seem threatening because he was dressed well.
I didn't really pay too much attention to her as I was pulling out.
And they got him on
There was
camera.
a guy standing by the sign who seemed out of place. He had nice sneakers. That's the first thing I noticed about him. Better dressed than most of the people that you see hanging around here.
However, not long after David went home, his colleague Tong Vong, who was
Tong
on
Vong.
the night shift, heard sounds resembling gunshots. Tong prayed silently they were just fireworks. But when he stepped outside and saw Jokisha's car windows shattered by bullets,
That's terrible.
with Jokisha still
That's
struggling to
terrible.
breathe, and before they knew it, she was gone.
And my friend told me that it's like a gunshot, not a firework. And after that, we just went out there, saw like a car parking over there with the window shattered and everything. And when that was a girl, I think she was still trying to breathe after the shot.
The police were called to the scene and investigations began. However, no leads emerged, prompting investigators to delve into Jokisha's past, where they were about to uncover a mystery. Interrogations with friends and family revealed that Jokisha had been in a relationship with her ex-boyfriend, an Atlanta-based rapper and producer named Alfredo Capote. A slight dig began to connect a lot of missing facts together, starting with what happened sometime before. 3 months before Jokisha Brown's death, her son, Jack Collier, described a horrifying event in April 2016. 2 armed men invaded their home very early in the morning,
shit.
with one tying him up at gunpoint
Oh.
while the other confronted Jokisha upstairs. They demanded money they believed Jokisha had from her ex-boyfriend, Alfredo Capote. Jack was warned that if he contacted the police, his mother would be killed. As the assailants threatened Jack and his mother, they mentioned Capote's wealth. One of the men remarked that Capote had over $500,000, a figure Jack was unaware of at the time, despite knowing that Capote worked in music. This exchange revealed that Capote's money was central to the crime, though Jack did not have detailed knowledge of the sum involved. However,
So
unknown
she
to-
got caught up and his beef and his ops pulled up on her and her baby though. Whoa. Cause he had some money, y'all. That's crazy, y'all.
Jack and his mother.
Whoa.
This robbery wasn't real and was only staged to
Staged?
enable Capote to hurt his ex-girlfriend.
What?
Intruders took Jokisha against her will and took her to Capote's home and a hotel, where Capote forcibly violated her.
Oh
It
my
was later revealed that
God.
the entire incident was orchestrated by Capote himself.
What?
Jokisha.
What type of man does that to a woman, gang? Like, you gonna set your ex-girlfriend up and then go act like you're robbing her and trying to get his money, that you got all this money. So you're trying to make yourself look like you got all this money and you're trying to scare her and hopefully that she'll run back to you. Is that what you, that don't work like that, gang. What's the woman ain't rocking with you, she ain't rocking with you, gang. There ain't nothing you can do about that for real. I ain't even gonna lie, just do you and self-improve, gang. See, that's that beta male simp activity / insanity right there. I ain't even gonna lie, you wildin' out your body.
Vehicle. After Jokisha
He
Brown
said
jumped
what?
managed the entire incident was orchestrated by Capote himself. Jokisha managed a daring escape by jumping from a moving vehicle. After Jokisha Brown jumped from Alfredo
That's
Capote's
terrible.
moving vehicle to escape the attack, she sought help by reaching out to the police. This wasn't easy at all. She ran to a nearby gas station. At the gas station, she got into another vehicle with a stranger and urgently pleaded for help. The person in the car immediately contacted 911, but then fled the scene, not wanting to get involved further. She reported being abducted and assaulted by Capote, along with her son Jack Collier. Despite her harrowing escape, Capote was soon charged with multiple serious offenses,
That's crazy,
including
yo.
abduction, abuse, and armed robbery. However, Capote went on the run,
Hey,
evading capture.
he got charged with armed robbery, trying to rob and steal his own imaginary money.
3 months later,
What?
July 1st, 2016, just before her 36th birthday, Jokisha Brown was tragically murdered. After their investigation, police quickly identified her ex-boyfriend, Alfredo Capote, as a person of interest.
That's wild, gang.
Investigators believed Capote was involved in the shooting due to his past connection with Jokisha, as well as the circumstances surrounding her death. The public's reaction to her death was marked by shock and outrage. Many remembered Jokisha as a talented, aspiring actress and model with a vibrant personality. Friends and colleagues from Atlanta's entertainment scene, including rapper Young Jock and comedian Lil Duval, expressed their sadness publicly. Jokisha had recently experienced the loss of her brother, which added to the heartbreak surrounding her death. After Jokisha Brown's death, several vigils were held in her honor, with the first taking place on what would have been her 36th birthday. Around 25 people attended this emotional gathering at the scene of her murder, remembering her as a kind, sweet spirit. Her family, deeply affected by the loss, expressed their grief publicly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Especially her mother, who spoke of the fear she felt due to the nature of the crime, having already lost her son in a similar violent manner months earlier.
Keisha! We love you! Keisha!
That's terrible.
She described her loss as an unimaginable tragedy.
Hey, 2 kids though in a few months is crazy.
Her family set up a GoFundMe to help cover funeral costs. Despite the strong lead on Capote, it took over a year for him to be apprehended.
Damn.
Alfredo
He was
Capote
gone.
arrested on April 18th, 2017 in Oil City, Louisiana by the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office. At the time of his arrest, he was suspected of being involved in a counterfeit check operation, printing and distributing fake checks valued at over $10,000.
You're not the first person to do this, and you won't be the last. When you make fake checks and you mobile deposit it into your account and you get the money right away before the check actually clears and you withdraw that money, you know you're going to have to pay that money back. It's called alimony when you get caught, right? You're going to get caught. I don't know why people do this thinking they're going to get away with it. I hate that people do this. They think, yeah, I'm making all this money, I'm doing this and that. If y'all think that was legit, or if it was true, or you thought you was gonna get away with it, don't you think everybody would be doing it? I hate that people do that, because I know someone personally that did that, and I just knew, like, fried.
Capote was already wanted on warrants from Gwinnett County, Georgia, for multiple felony charges, including kidnapping, rape, armed robbery, false imprisonment, and aggravated sexual battery.
The R word is
These
crazy.
charges stemmed from the April 7, 2016 attack on Jokisha Brown and her son. In 2017, Capote was indicted by a Gwinnett County grand jury for the crimes committed against Jokisha and her son.
How long you
However, instead of being extradited to Georgia to face these charges, he was convicted of financial crimes related to the counterfeit check operation in Louisiana. He received a 62-month sentence in federal custody for these crimes. The extradition process to bring Capote back to Georgia was complicated due to a procedural mistake. The Gwinnett County District Attorney's Office failed to respond to a request to transfer Capote, leading his lawyers to motion for the dismissal of the case due to the failure to prosecute within
Oh
the
my
required
God!
timeframe.
If he would have
In
finessed
January
that.
2022, Judge Tracy Mason denied the motion to dismiss, stating there was no evidence that the request for transfer was ever sent. As of the latest reports, Capote was serving his sentence in federal prison in Louisiana and was set to be released. However, it remains uncertain when or if he will be extradited to Georgia to face the charges related to Jokisha Brown's case. The Atlanta Police Department's homicide investigation into Brown's murder remains open.
So he might be able to finesse his way out that situation and do no time?
Capote considered a person of interest, but not formally charged or named as a suspect.
Right.
As we reflect on this case, we are left with haunting questions. Could Jokisha Brown's tragic death have been prevented if she had received more support in escaping her abusive relationship with Alfredo Capote? What role did Capote's obsessive control play in pushing him to commit such a heinous act? Was there any way to have intervened earlier before it escalated?
For sure. And it's crazy though, because like, you really did that and you might get away because they messed up. It's crazy, bro. You only gotta do 5 years. 60 months is 5 years. He only gotta do 85% of that time. So probably about like 4 years he'll get out and he might be able to finesse his way out that situation. Is crazy. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Like, what? Jealous ex-boyfriends, man. I ain't gonna lie. Ladies, y'all gotta be safe out here, bro. I know it like a lot of dudes be bashing the women, but like, y'all gotta stay safe out here because there's a lot of crazy dudes out here and you would never know. You know what I'm saying? They're them tweakers. I call them tweakers on God, bro. That's crazy, man. Man, she rest in peace. I say condolences to her family. And that's sad because she was making music. She was in movies. She was working her move, handling her business, gang. And you stopped her from conquering this world. Like, that's sad, bro. Because you bad over a girl. There's a million of them. Go get a new one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. Let me know what y'all feel about this video, bro. Bro, do y'all think he did it? Or did he not do it? Let me know down below in the comment section when y'all see this video. Chat. What do y'all think, man? This crazy.